For my repeat assignment, I have added various new features to my app. These include dark mode, data validation, authentication, KDoc, K-linting, a splash screen, an icon for the app itself, and also a remote DB using Firebase. You can see my code on GitHub. In this video, I will be demonstrating my app and its code. So the first thing you see is that there is an icon, and it's not the default icon for that appears when an Android app is created. When you click on the icon, it opens a splash screen. Which, if logged in, as you saw, will either show a list, or if you log in as a user, for example, this one, 2, 3. It will bring you to their chapter list. Another thing that happens if there's no user logged in, then it will show the login page and not the chapter list, as seen with this if statement. On the login page, you can also create a user. Using the Firebase auth task, I am able to use Firebase to authenticate my users. So it will take my email, password, and use that to create a user. For a bit of data validation, I have it so that you have to put in the password twice, and if the passwords aren't the same, you will get the error message, these passwords don't match, and you won't be able to create your user. There's also a default with Firebase auth that if the password is under 6 in length, it will fail, which is this error right here. It will give you this error right here. So if I now create a user and say put in 2 different passwords, so it will say these passwords don't match. However, when they do match, the user is created. And this can also be seen on the authentication tab of the Firebase website console. So there's my new user. Each user has an ID, and then those IDs go in here, and then their chapters go in here, which each also have an ID. This is done in here by taking the chapter list, the list of chapters, and checking the user, and if it's not empty or nothing, it will go to the database and the collection chapters. Then it will check the current user's ID, and then it will go to their specific list of chapters, which gets displayed here. And this is the data in the chapters. So if it contains data, then the chapter will be added. If for some reason there is a failure, you will get this error. And once that happens, you will get your chapter list with your new chapter in it. Unfortunately, there is a bug at the moment where if I can show you, create a new chapter, just 1, 2, 3. There's a bit of UI being shown off there. And save it. As you can see, the chapter won't actually show up, but if we re-log in to our sample 2, it will be there. And as you can see, another bit of UX, if the chapter content goes over a certain amount of lines, it won't show up on the chapter list page. You actually have to go in to the edit page to see the full thing. But if I was to go and do this, say, it can scroll, so that's not too much of a problem. The dark mode depends on the phone settings. I currently have the dark theme on, so if I was to turn that off, as you can see, the color changes to white.